Hi YouTube, it's Ian, back with another video. So during the Tipathon that I ran in April, my birthday month and Vtuber Anniversary month, which is now like a month away, we unlocked a goal that I would do a Speedroid deck profile. And now a month later, I'm finally doing it. So this is going to be for TCG, not Master Duel. So we're going to be running a complete TCG list of Speedroids. I'm going to show you a card by card, and then we're going to get into some test hands so I can show you what the combos are, because the combos are really important in Speedroid. And they're not exactly linear, which is my favorite part about Speedroid. That's why it's my favorite deck, is that it has a lot of different plays depending on what you end up drawing. So let's go check out the list. All right, so here we are with the list. Let's go through it card by card. First up, Speedroid Rubber Band Plane. This is an extender. You don't really want to draw it. It's mostly something you want to search, but it will extend your plays just a little bit. Double Yo-Yo is a combo piece. Don't really want to draw it. You want to search it off of the effect of Rubber Band Shooter. Fuki Mudoshi Piper is a really good card once you have an established board because of its effect to basically let you pot a duality for as many wind monsters as you have on the field, which is really good unless it's the only card you have on the field, in which case you don't get to do anything. Terratop is the most important card of the deck. This card is crazy. There's a reason why it's limited. Because it's good even outside of Speedroid, just for the ability to make easy threes. Very good card. Bring it back to me, Konami. Bring it back to me, please. I need more. We'll get back to Pilica. We have 2 copies of Speedroid Den Den Daiko Duke. This guy is really good to have in the graveyard, but he's not really good to have in the hand, unless you have something to discard it. Which we do have a few options for that. So we're playing 2, don't really want to see it in hand every game, and we definitely don't want to see multiples in hand. But having 2 is just fine. Also 2 of Car Turbo. You could play 3 of this. The reason I'm not is because I don't really want to draw it. I kind of want to search it off of Terratop for the most part, unless I don't have Takatomborg in hand. This card is just a free special summon if you control a wind monster, which is really good. Obviously, the deck really needs it. But it's just, you really don't want to see multiples because it's hard once per turn, and there's other cards you'd rather see than it. So I don't know. We're on 3 copies of Magic Hound. This is a pretty good normal summon. If you normal summon Magic Hound, you get to send a Speedroid card from your deck to the graveyard, and that includes the spells and traps, like Speedroid Duplicate, which we're playing 2 of as targets for Magic Hound. Setting Speedroid Duplicate is okay. Activating its effect in Grave is incredible, because it gets you a free extra Speedroid on the field, which then allows you to go into Rubber Band Shooter. That's a really good starter. 3 Takatomborg. This is one of the most important cards alongside Terratop. You need to have this to do combo. It's going to go into your Red-Eyed die to get things started, because Red-Eyed die has no other way of special summoning itself. So this is how we're going to get into it. It special summons itself, and then it special summons a tuner from deck, which is why we're playing 2 Red-Eyed die, but we'll get into that. 3 Ash Blossom. Ash Blossom's just a really good hand trap. You want to be playing it. 3 Ghost Ogre. Ghost Ogre's really good right now, and we can summon it off of Emergency Teleport if we need to, unless we're locked into wins, but hopefully we're not. Then we have 3 Marble Machine. This is our other normal summon. It's a 2 and a Pendulum card, which kind of fucks with us a little bit. The 2 is sometimes handy for going into Barone, but the Pendulum is never handy. The fact that it's a Pendulum card actually fucks up a lot of things. You'll mostly be using Marble Machine as material for Rubber Band Shooter instead of material for Cork Shooter. because of the fact that it's a pendulum monster and will go to the extra deck instead of being in the graveyard. However, it does do a search when you normal summon it. We are never setting this as a scale. Never. If you're setting this as a scale, you've entered into a very weird game state. 2 of Red-Eyed Die. Red-Eyed Die is what makes the deck work. It can change the level of a Speedroid monster between 1 and 6. And that's what lets you do everything in this deck. It's really crazy effect, but it's a hard garnet, so you need to have 1 in deck to activate the effect, and you need to be able to special summon it from deck in order to do combo. So we're playing 2 just for safety's sake, because I fear. We're playing Harpy's Feather Duster. I feel like if you're not main decking and out to Mystic Mine, you are not like doing things right. You're not playing right. You need to be main decking and out to Mystic Mine, or any other floodgates. Skill drain fucks you over. Just all sorts of stuff like that. You need to be main decking some spell trap removal, and we just don't really have any that isn't reliant on activating a whole bunch of monster abilities. 1 Monster Reborn, just the ability to summon a monster from grave is really powerful in a deck that is reliant on special summoning a shit ton. Speed Recovery is Monster Reborn, but better. So you get to target a Speedroid monster in your graveyard and special summon it. All our monsters are Speedroids except for 1. Well, and the hand traps. During your main phase, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard and target 1 Speedroid monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand. So it lets you recycle your special summons as well, or your normal summons, whichever one. So we're playing 3 of that, because it's not even a once per turn. You can use this as many times per turn as you want. Speedroid Roulette. This card is a really good consistency option, but it is a dice roll card. So you can discard a card, roll a 6-sided die, then special summon from your hand or deck 1 or 2 Speedroid monsters whose total level equal the result, but negate their effects. If you do not special summon, you lose life points equal to the result times 500. You're never gonna not special summon. We have targets for every single combination of levels, unless you've drawn them all, I suppose. So the biggest problem with Speedroid Roulette is that you are very likely to roll a 1 and summon one of your red-eyed dies from deck, which is not really what you want to do. Ideally, you're rolling maybe a 3. 2 sucks because Marble Machine only activates on normal summon. 3 is okay because you can get Denden Daiko Duke out and use it for a synchro summon and get it in the grave. 4 is okay. You can get the Denden Daiko Duke out and one of your extra red-eyed dice. And then you can use those to go into Rubber Band Shooter, which is handy. 5 is a little weird because then you can go into Denden Daiko Duke and Marble Machine. Another thing you can do with a 4, by the way, is go into Madoshi Piper. So if you have a setup already, you can use it to get Madoshi Piper out and activate its well, you can't activate its effect though because it's negated. But you can get out a level 4 tuner monster, which is something. It's something. So with a 5, you can get out Denden Daiko Duke and Marble Machine. Use those to go into high speed Rubber Band Shooter. But again, you don't get the search off of Marble Machine. So you can also go into a Horn Kid and a dice. I don't know why you would, but you could if you had to. And then 6 is probably one of the better ones because you could go Horn Kid and Marble Machine, but you'd be missing both of their activations, so I just wouldn't do that. Instead, I would go Denden Daiko Duke, maybe just double Denden Daiko Duke, but potentially Denden Daiko Duke and Magic Hound, because those two together make a Stardust Charge Warrior and get you a free draw. So that's a good option. Also, you could use them to go into High Speedroid, but Rubber Band Shooter right off the bat. They both have graveyard effects, so if you want to activate those, they'd be good. Denden Daiko Dukes is to special summon, and Magic Hounds is to shuffle a Speedroid monster from the graveyard into the deck, and then special summon a Speedroid Synchro monster from the extra deck with the same level but a different name. Which you may think is a little weird, but we do have a Speedroid Synchro monster that is a 3. and most of the Speedroid monsters are 3s. So that actually works out pretty well. Called by the Grave is in here because hand traps are scary for us. A single negate can sometimes shut down our entire combo, so we really want to be running Called by, just in case. For Ash, particularly. We're playing 3 E-Telly. So obviously Ghost Ogre is an E-Telly target, if everyone knows this by this point. It's a crazy E-Telly target, but we get locked in the winds a lot. So we wouldn't be playing this without reason. And the reason is Pilika. Pilika is a level 3 wind psychic monster who, when normal or special summoned, allows you to target a wind tuner monster in the graveyard and special summon it in face-up defense position, negating its effects. So, off of E-Telly, you can special summon a level 3 non-tuner, which then special summons a level 3 tuner from the grave. So if you already have a Speedroid tuner in the grave, you can use that and make an easy 6, getting in the Stardust Charge Warrior and getting a draw. Pretty good. Pretty good. Then we have the 2 Duplicate, which are made to be sent off of Magic Hound, but also if you happen to set them, they allow you to banish a wind monster from your graveyard and target a card your opponent controls, return it to the hand. So it is still a bounce if you draw them. Not awful. Could be significantly worse. Going into the extra deck, we have a bunch of really cool stuff and some stuff that we're mostly in here to be used. So like for other things. First off, let's get this out of the way. This is our combo piece, High Speedroid Rubber Band Shooter. It's a Link 2 that requires 2 wind monsters. You will be making this very first thing, using its effect to send a level, or send a Synchro monster and then target 2 Speedroid monsters in your deck, reveal them to your opponent, and then your opponent has to randomly pick one to add to your hand and the other one gets sent to the graveyard. So it is a Rhoda and a Foolish Burial all at once. The only problem is that it's random. However, we have a really good one to pick from. So if you send a level 7, which we will be sending Wind Pegasus Ad Ignister, it gets banished, so it doesn't really matter, but we do have ways to return banished cards to the graveyard. So, which we'll get to later. We send a level 7, we pick Double Yo-Yo, and we pick Terror Top. That's a 4 and a 3, which makes 7. So, no matter which one you pick, you'll be activating Terror Top's effect, or which one your opponent picks. They won't know which one they're picking, so you're hoping to get Double Yo-Yo, because what Double Yo-Yo does is that when it's normal summoned, it allows you to special summon level 3 or lower Speedroid from your graveyard, which is Terror Top. So you normal summon Double Yo-Yo off of Rubber Band Shooter's second normal summon, because you will probably have used your normal summon by this point. Then Double Yo-Yo will special summon Terror Top. Terror Top will search Takatomborg or Car Turbo, depending what your hand has. Then we can Takatomborg for Red Eye Die. Red Eye Die change the level of Terror Top, so we can go into Speedroid Cork Blaster. Now Speedroid Cork Blaster has one effect that has 2 effects on it. If this card is Synchro Summoned, you can activate one of these effects. Add a Speedroid Spell Trap from your deck to your hand. You are almost never using that effect. It is there. It does come up sometimes, especially if you're using the second Cork Blaster. But you're mostly going to be using the second effect. If all materials are used for the Synchro Summon as a card were Speedroid monsters and all of them are in your graveyard, special summon all of them. So that's why we can't use Marble Machine 4, even though it is a 2. If we use Marble Machine, it goes to the extra deck, we can't summon it back with Cork Shooter. That's also why we can't use Duplicate. So Duplicate will lower the level of Magic Hound, and it will become a level 1 tuner, which means we have a 3, but if we make Cork Blaster instead of Rubber Band Shooter, we won't be able to summon back, because Duplicate is not a monster in the graveyard, it is a trap. So it doesn't count for Cork Blaster's effect. So we'll use Cork Blaster's effect to bring back Terror Top and Red Eye Die. It does not negate effects, so Red Eye Die's effect will activate again. You'll change Terror Top to a 2 again, but then we'll go Double Yo-Yo and Red Eye Die into Hagoida. Hagoida is one of the most powerful Synchro monsters maybe ever printed, as far as combo pieces go. It's not powerful in its effect to stop your opponent. It is powerful in the fact that if you control a Speedroid tuner monster, you get to special summon this from the graveyard And you get to do that every turn. As long as it stays in the graveyard. It doesn't banish itself. It's not a once per game. It just goes back to the graveyard, and you can do it again next turn, as long as you control a Speedroid tuner. So we make that. We go Cork Blaster, which is a tuner, Hagoida, and the new level 2 version of Terror Top that we've made. And we can go into Barone, one of the most powerful synchro monsters ever made as far as actual power level goes. Everyone knows Baron de Fleur. Don't need to talk about it really. But yeah, you'll be making Baron de Fleur. Hopefully you were able to grab Car Turbo instead of having to grab Takatomborg. Hopefully you had a good enough hand to where you could grab Car Turbo. So we'll summon Car Turbo because we control a wind monster. And then we can summon Hagoida back. If we don't have Car Turbo, hopefully we have Din Din Daiko Duke in grave. Din Din Daiko Duke can summon back Cork Blaster, which is a level 3 tuner monster. So then we can still summon back Hagoida. And then we can go into Crystal Wing. This is probably the monster most associated with the Speedroid deck as far as the boss monster to go into. We could have gone into just 2 Crystal Wing, but Barone Crystal Wing is way better than 2 Crystal Wing. Barone has the spell Trap Negate. We play 2 Crystal Wing though because you can go into Barone double Crystal Wing if you're lucky. You can also make Crystal Wing on the crackback. All you have to do is normal summon a level 3 tuner, Din Din Daiko Duke, Car Turbo. Literally like any of them does it. And then you can summon back Hagoida and like on that next turn make Crystal Wing. Another thing that you could make on that crackback instead of Crystal Wing though is Kite Drake. So High Speedroid Kite Drake is a actual Speedroid monster, and is a level 8 just like Crystal Wing. It's got some pretty cool effects actually. It's a really powerful card, but only as an equalizer. It doesn't really do anything if your opponent hasn't had a chance to set up yet. And you really want to be going first. But when this card is synchro summoned, you can activate one of these effects. Destroy all other cards in the field, including your own, which is a good board wipe, or negate the effects of all face-up cards your opponent currently controls. If this card is sent in your possession is sent to the graveyard by your opponent, you can add 1 Speedroid monster from your deck to your hand. So it also searches after it gets destroyed, or sent in any way to the graveyard by your opponent. So it's a Dark Ruler No More that you can summon from the extra deck, and also a board wipe. It's a Dark Ruler No More and a Dark Hole, but it stays on the field. It has 3,000 attacks, so that's pretty good too. And then it also searches if it gets sent by your opponent. It's really, really good. When Pegasus at Ignister is here to send off of Rubber Band Shooter, we really don't use it otherwise. Chanbara sometimes comes up. Sometimes you have enough material to make a 5 that you've already made Hagoida. Or just maybe you want to make Chanbara for some reason. It's got kind of a low attack, but it can make a second attack during each battle phase, and at the start of the damage step, if this card battles, it gains 200 attack. Which means every time it attacks, it gains 200 attack, and it gets to attack twice per battle phase. So, it gains 400 every turn, and it's permanent. It can get big. You're not really going to use this very often, but if you get into a very simplified board state, Chanbara can do some heavy lifting. Additionally, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one of your banished Speedroid cards and add it to your hand. So it also recycles banished Speedroids, which we do a lot of banishing. Stardust Charge Warrior is the only 6 in the deck, even though you can make a lot of 6s. It is very helpful sometimes, and just to have that 6 as a bridge, and you get to draw a card once it's synchro summoned. You're never going to use the other effect, but this card can attack all special summon monsters your opponent controls once each. It's got 2,000 attack though, so don't plan on it. Off of Stardust Charge Warrior though, because we have so many level 3 synchro monsters, we can go into Virtual World QB Shenshen, which is a wind monster, so it actually works for us. If you don't know Shenshen is Macrocosmos on legs, but additionally, when Shinshin attacks, you can return a banished monster to the owner's graveyard. Which means when any monster attacks, actually, while Shinshin's on the field. So while Shinshin's on the field, you can bring Wind Pegasus Adagnister back into your graveyard and activate it as a graveyard effect. So that's really good. Also, Shinshin can be used to can also summon itself back if you have a hand trap in grave. Any of your hand traps do it because they have different attributes and different typing from your Speedroid monsters. And there's only two cards left to talk about. Clearwing Fast Dragon is another 7. You can also banish this one for high Speedroid or Band Shooter. But this one's slightly better to actually make than Wind Pegasus Adagnister. It depends on the matchup. But Clearing Fast Dragon actually has a pretty neat effect. Quick effect, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls that was special summoned from the extra deck until the end of the turn, change the attack to 0, also negate that face-up monster's effects. So it can do like battle trick, or it can negate effects it could be like an effect veiler. And then if it's destroyed by battle, it gets put in the pendulum zone. So then you could like scale up Marble Machine and synchro summon some Speedroid, or pendulum summon some Speedroids if you wanted to, I suppose. Again, if you're in that state, you've gotten into a extremely weird board state. It's never going to come up. And lastly, we have High Speedroid Clearwing Rider, which requires a Wind Tuner and a non-tuner Wind Synchro monster. You're not going to be making this very often, but it does come up sometimes. This card actually has a really crazy ability that comes in handy in very specific situations. Once per turn during your main phase, you can roll a 6-sided die and shuffle wind monsters from your graveyard into your deck up to the result. Then you can destroy cards your opponent controls up to number shuffled, and if you do, this card gains 500 attack for each card destroyed by this effect until the end of the turn. It already has 3,500 attack. Additionally, during your main phase, quick effect, you contribute this synchro monster, special summon up to 2 level 7 wind synchro monsters with different names for each other from your extra deck. So if you didn't get a chance to do Rubber Band Shooter, or you decided not to do Rubber Band Shooter for some reason, you could theoretically get out both Wind Pegasus Adagnister and Clearwing Fast Dragon. Alternatively, I guess you could. So like instead of sending, if you happen to draw Terror Top or Double Yo-Yo, you could send something else. Like maybe you send Chanbara to send Den Den Daikoduke or Marble Machine. Something like that. Or if you draw the Double Yo-Yo, maybe you send Terror Top. You like choose Terror Top and Marble Machine. And then you would have these two in here and you could summon them off of Clearwing Rider. Very like edge case scenarios. Because usually you're going to be winning anyways once you summon High Speedroid Clearwing Rider. But it all depends. It could be a very edge case scenario that would come in handy. And then we have the sideboard. I have 3 Lancia here. This shuts down a lot of stuff that's going on currently. Lots of banishing going on. So Lancia is a really easy sideboard for that. Just none of it. No banish, please. 2 Token Collector. Token Collector's fine. I don't know. It does work against Adventure and against Sword Soul, but it doesn't really do anything against Branded, which is why I only have it at 2. And like other stuff we have here also does work against Adventure and Sword Soul, so I don't know about it, but it's there. Drolin Lock is a really good hand trap to have, especially if you're going to locals, because you never know if you're going to run into some stupid deep draw FTK when you're at locals. You know. Dark Ruler No More, I think, is really important in Speedroids if you know you're going second, because we do not have much capacity to break boards. If we get negated, that's it. So definitely want to have that going second. Imperm Imperm's imperm. I don't. It comes up sometimes, you know. I like to have the imperm because it's a hand trap that isn't a monster, and setting it is really nice too. And then we have red reboot. I like to put red reboot in any side deck because it's just a one of, and it'll shut down stupid trap decks. Although traps aren't particularly good right now, so I could see cutting this for maybe another token collector or something else. So yeah, let's do some test hands. Okay. This is a weird one to start off with. Ooh, this is a really weird one. So we're going to, like, if you draw Terror Top, you are activating Terror Top. We'll activate the effect of Terror Top. We'll grab Takatomborg. Activate Car Turbo. Summon Car Turbo. We will activate the effect of Rubber Band Plane. Since we drew it, we just get to special summon it whenever we special summon a monster. We don't want to activate the effect because the effect is useless here. We will go into a Rubber Band Shooter off of Terror Top and Rubber Band Plane. We will use the effect of Rubber Band Shooter. I think I'm going to do the exact thing I was just talking about of sending Chanbara. Since we drew the Terror Top, I want to do Marble Machine. I really don't want Den Den Daikoduke in hand. So I think we would, just to be safe, do a Magic Hound. Both pretty good normal summons. Alright, and now our opponent would randomly pick. In this case, because we don't have an opponent, we randomly pick, but we don't get to randomly pick because they just show it to us for some reason. I guess it's so you can test various different things. For the case of this one, I want to just roll and see what we get. So I'm gonna roll a die here in real life and see. So we'll say low is Marble Machine, high is Magic Hound. Okay, that is a 6. So we're gonna grab Magic Hound. Not punished for grabbing Magic Hound instead of Den Den Daikoduke. Alright, so now we want to activate the effect of Rubber Band Shooter to normal summon Magic Hound because we need a non-tuner on field. We'll activate the effect of Magic Hound since it has been normal summoned. We will send... We could send Den Den Daikoduke. I don't really want to. I think I'm just going to send a duplicate like we would normally. Alright, now we will Takatomborg, since we already have that in hand. Takatomborg effect to grab Red-Eyed Die. Red-Eyed Die effect on Magic Hound. This is a play I've never done before. So bear with me as I think through it a little bit. We're going to do Cork Blaster. Cork Blaster effect. Special summon the Synchro Materials. Red-Eyed Die. The Hound. Okay. I believe we do want to activate the trigger effect of Red-Eyed Die, because we would need a 4 to make Hagoida. So we're going to make Magic Hound a 4. Then we will special summon Hagoida. Hagoida hits the field. Oh, we actually haven't done a normal summon yet. Oh, that's silly. Oh my god. Oh my god. This deck is crazy. Okay, so we can't make Barone here. So we're gonna go into Crystal Wing. We can Hagoida. here. Yeah, we'll Hagoida here. We can make another Crystal Wing. Since we've made Crystal Wing, we are now safe from Nibiru. Crystal Wing can negate Nibiru. I don't know what I want to do here. We could make another Crystal Wing. If we did that, if we use Duplicate, we would be able to make a 7. Oh, okay, yeah. We'll use Duplicate, targeting Hagoida. Summon Duplicate, lowering the level of Hagoida. We'll make Clear Wing. Then we normal summon Den Den Daiko Duke. And go into Baron de Fleur. Alright, so we have the Baron. A few things we could do here. We'll E-Telly here. We'll grab Pilica. We're locked in the winds at this point. Cannot grab Ghost Ogre even if we wanted to. And now we will summon a 3. Doesn't really matter which one we summon. We'll just grab Daiko Duke for fun. How are we supposed to be making... Oh, okay, off of the 1 and Crystal Wing. Sure. We're going to make Stardust Charge. Draw a card. Ash. That's a good one. Okay, now we can use Den Den Daiko Duke to summon Cork Blaster. And we can make Shenzhen. That's a pretty good board. So we have a Spell Trap monster, like an Omni Negate. We have a Monster Negate, and we have a Macrocosmos. We also have 2 little extra things. That does happen. You're just going to have to deal with it. Hopefully you're negating things enough to where it won't actually matter. Let's do another one. So that was a little bit of a weird one. Maybe this one will be more of a normal one. Yeah, this is a little bit more of a normal one. So we're going to normal summon Marble Machine, activating Marble Machine. Marble Machine will grab Car Turbo. Right here, you want to be grabbing Car Turbo. Car Turbo will summon itself because you want to save Takatomborg for later. Rubber Band Shooter. Rubber Band Shooter banishing our Wind Pegasus. Then we'll target Terror Top and double Yo-Yo. Okay, so in this instance, instead of rolling the die, I'm just going to go ahead and pick double Yo-Yo. That's the best case scenario, and we'll do another one and we'll pick Terror Top. I want to show you both. So, best case scenario is double Yo-Yo. We grab the double Yo-Yo, thanking our generous opponent for doing so. We activate to get another normal summon, normal summoning double Yo-Yo. Activating the effect, summoning Terror Top. Terror Top will trigger, allowing us to search. We'll now search Takatomborg. Takatomborg will special summon, or we'll special summon Takatomborg. Then Takatomborg will special summon out Red-Eyed Die. We'll activate the Red-Eyed Die effect, targeting Terror Top. Make it a 2. Then we'll go Cork Blaster. Cork Blaster effect. It's a special summon. Terror Top and Red-Eyed Die return. Red-Eyed Die will make Terror Top into a 2. Then we will make Hagoida using Red Eye Die and Double Yo-Yo. Hagoida comes down. Then we make Barone. Unfortunately, we can't do anything until we use E-Telly here, because we don't have the extra special summon. So we'll activate Pilica, grab, doesn't really matter, Car Turbo. Now we can special summon the Hagoida. Now we can make Crystal Wing. And we can't normal summon anymore, so we're just going to have a extra Pilica on the field. But we can set Duplicate and have a bounce in addition to what we have currently. So, not as powerful a board, but a good one nonetheless. Alright. Okay. This one sucks. But we can still do it. So we'll normal summon Red Eye Die just to get a wind on field so we can summon Car Turbo. Luckily we managed to draw a Car Turbo and Takatomborg. So we'll do that. Actually, the Takatomborg isn't really doing a whole lot here. Or rather the fact that we have the Takatomborg doesn't... It actually just allows us to extend further. So that's actually really nice. We're going to activate this effect, banishing a 7. Banish Wind Pegasus. We will, of course, do Terror Top and Double Yo-Yo. This time we're going to grab Terror Top to show off that one. So we will have to use our second normal summon on Terror Top instead of on Double Yo-Yo to summon the Terror Top. We'll activate the Terror Top. We already have Takatomborg though, and we've already used up our normal summon. So what I'm going to do is grab Rubber Band Plane. This is where Rubber Band Plane comes in, because we've already used Car Turbo, we're going to be using Takatomborg. So really Rubber Band Plane allows us to do a little bit more extension. So we're going to special summon the Takatomborg, which will allow us to special summon the Rubber Band Plane. We won't activate the effect because it doesn't matter. Takatomborg effect. We'll grab Red Eye Die. Red Eye Die effect. Targeting Terror Top. Make it a 2. Then we'll go into Cork Blaster. Activate the effect, bring them back. And Red Eye Dice effect. We'll target Terror Top. We have to make it a 4. So we can make Hagoida. We'll make Hagoida. Okay. So now we will make a Crystal Wing. Unfortunately, you can't make a Crystal Wing off of the Rubber Band Plane because Crystal Wing requires a tuner monster. We'll have to E-Telly here. Grab Pilica. Pilica effect to summon. Okay. I'm doing some quick math here. If we summon Red-Eyed Die, we can make Shen. Otherwise, we're just making another Crystal Wing. We're just making double Crystal Wing. Which double Crystal Wing is good, but I think Crystal Wing Shen might be better. But we wouldn't be summoning the Hagoida in that instance. We wouldn't be getting the Hagoida value. Granted, if we don't do that, we just have 2 random cards sitting on our field. I think we'll grab Red-Eyed Dice. No. We could go into Stardust Charge Warrior and try and draw something. Would getting Hagoida on field be good? It has very little defense. You know what? It's a quick effect to get rid of it, so if it is a danger, we can get rid of it. Otherwise, it's a body. So I actually think getting Hagoida onto field is a good idea. Okay, and now we'll make Shen. Of course, with Shen, it's going to get sent to... It's going to get banished. But Shen will be able to bring it back, so that's fine. So yeah, this is an okay board. Obviously not as impactful as if we had gotten the double yo-yo, because the double yo-yo allows us to go into Barone first, and then make a Crystal Wing. And then we probably, off of that, could have made Shen. But it's still able to do something. So you're really hoping your opponent gives you the double yo-yo. But if they don't, do not panic. Terratop is a really good card. So, yeah, I think maybe we can do... Should we do another one? I think we'll do another one. Oh yeah, this is actually really good. I'm glad I did another one because this way we can show off to the Magic Hound. We'll be able to do Magic Hound, normal summon Magic Hound, sending our other copy of Duplicate. We unfortunately drew a copy of Duplicate. Our hand is really bad, actually. We'll summon the Duplicate off of Magic Hound, or using Magic Hound. We can make Rubber Band Shooter effect, sending Wind Pegasus. Then we will target double yo-yo. Come on, where is it? Terratop. There we go. This time we'll do it randomly. We'll see what we get. High for double yo-yo, low for Terratop. That is a 1, so we are getting Terratop. Okay. We'll use the extra normal summon to summon Terratop. Terratop effect. We're going to grab Takatomborg. Takatomborg effect. Takatomborg effect. Red-Eyed Die. Red-Eyed Die effect. Make this a 2. Then we will make Cork Blaster. Activate the effect. Special summon the materials. Red-Eyed Die comes back. Terratop comes back. Activate the effect of Red-Eyed Die. Make Terratop a 4. As you might imagine, this is way easier to mess up in simulators than it is to mess up in paper, because you could just say, oh wait, I meant... but don't do that too much, because your opponent can be really annoying and be like, no, that's what you said. That's what you said, though. And technically, they'll be right. So yeah, this is Crystal Wing Pass. This is a really bad hand. At the very least, we have Ghost Ogre. Unfortunately, you can only use 1 Ghost Ogre per turn, so having 2 doesn't really do anything. We can set the Duplicate, so we can banish one of our, like, probably Takatomborg. to get a bounce. We have called by, so we'll set called by as well. And like the called by might have been used at this point to prevent this from getting blocked and us not being able to do anything. But if it's not, then set it. And then we have a bounce and a negate and destruction, which can be a negate depending on what your opponent's playing. But yeah, that's probably one of the worst Speedroid hands that I could come up with. That really sucked. That really sucked. Ooh, this is a weird one too. This is probably gonna be the last one. I really want to show off one where we make the Barone Crystal Wing Shen Shen. I think you probably get the point by now as far as how it all works, but I'd really like to show it off. Terratop, activate the effect. So the thing about this is that I don't actually know if this is going to get us there or not. It could. We'll grab Car Turbo here. Car Turbo effect to summon itself. Then we will make Rubber Band Shooter. Remember, we haven't normaled yet. We will banish we'll banish Chanvara. And then we'll do what we did last time. Marble Machine, Magic Hound. Same thing as last time, low for Marble, high for Magic Hound. That is a 3, so that is Marble Machine. We'll grab Marble Machine. Normal summon Marble Machine. Get the search off of Marble Machine. We'll grab Takatomborg. Oh, this is a bad situation. Okay, so if you get yourself into this situation, here's how to get out of it. So you're going to use the second normal summon to grab Den Den Daiko Duke. We're going to make Hagoida. You're making Hagoida a little early here. Special Takatomborg. Takatomborg effect to summon Red-Eyed Dai. Red-Eyed Dai effect to make Hagoida a 2, because it can target Hagoida as well. Then we will make Cork Blaster off of Hagoida and Red-Eyed Dai. Use the effect of Cork Blaster to bring them both back. I don't think we want to activate the trigger effect here. We have Den Den Daiko Duke in Grave. I think we want to make Crystal Wing here. We're going to use Den Den Daiko Duke to summon Car Turbo. Hagoida effect to summon itself back. We'll make Crystal Wing number 2. Then we will activate Emergency Teleport to bring out Pilica, and Pilica will bring out Car Turbo. It's probably safer to bring out Car Turbo because there's lots of extra deck monster hate in the format, but you're probably not going to get an issue there, really. Stardust Charge Warrior, it probably would have happened earlier if there was an issue. We'll get a draw. Ooh. Oh, whoa. That's interesting. Okay, we'll make Wind Pegasus add Ignister. We will activate Speedroid Roulette, pitching Speedroid Duplicate. Die landed on a 1. Bring out Red-Eyed Die. That doesn't really do anything, though. That was like the worst number it could have rolled on. We could make Shen Shen off of one of the Crystal Wings, but I don't want to do that, really. I don't want to waste a Crystal Wing, basically. We could make Kite Drake, but there's not really any reason to. I was hoping we would hit something with a larger level, and we would have gotten like if we had gotten basically anything else, we could have duplicated and done something. Like if we had gotten a 3, which was very if we gotten a 3, we could have gotten you know, a 3 out. We could have used duplicate. Made Barone. If we had gotten a 2, we could have made Shen Shen. If we had gotten a 4, I don't know what we would have done. Oh, we would have brought out Madoshi Piper probably, because I don't know why actually, because that wouldn't have done anything either. Well, what does duplicate say? Let me see the target 1 card. No. Level 2 or higher Speedroid monster you control. Okay, yeah, so it doesn't care if it's a tuner. So we could duplicate Madoshi Piper and make a Barone off of Madoshi Piper and Wind Pegasus add Ignister. And we'd have Wind Pegasus in grave. We would have duplicate on field too, but who cares? It's just nothing. It's just gonna be there. If we had gotten a 5, I could have gotten... If we had gotten a 5, actually that one would have sucked. Because then we could have done nothing. But yeah, there was a lot of options that would have been good, but 1 was not one of them. Yeah, I mean that basically... I think that kind of covers everything as far as this deck goes. Like I said, you didn't get to see the one thing that I like to use. So yeah, that I end up on quite frequently actually is Barone, Crystal Wing, Shen Shen. But I think it's pretty obvious how you get there from here. Like you basically do the same thing you end up doing in most of these, but you know you have the emergency like you do the line that gets you Barone, Crystal Wing, and then you end up with an emergency teleport in hand. You emergency teleport for Pilika. Pilika summons a 3. You make Stardust Charge Warrior, and then you summon another 3 somehow, whether it be by Den Daikoduke probably, and then that gets you your Shen Shen. Another thing we didn't really get to show off is that oftentimes when you're doing this, if you open with Roulette, you can often use Roulette as a starter, but it's so tenuous, and the only time we really opened that as a good option was when we had Terror Top, and Terror Top requires you to have no monsters on field to special summon it, so you don't really want to do that. But yeah, if you roll high enough, you can summon 2 things and get a free rubber band shooter. However, Roulette does require you to discard, so you have to have something good to discard. Luckily, we have a few things that are good to discard. The 2 duplicate, the 2 Den Daikoduke. Magic Hound isn't bad in the graveyard. I didn't get to show off speed recovery, but I think you understand at this point. There's a speed recovery is another way you get the Shen Shen, by the way, because you can just use it as a fucking Monster Reborn. But yeah, that's Speedroids. That's my Speedroid deck. I hope you like it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you play Speedroids. Yeah, let's start wrapping up. So, I hope you had a good time watching this. If you did, why don't you give it a like and share and subscribe and ring a bell and all the fucking stuff that you do when you play a YouTube stuff. If you want to follow me on Twitter and on Twitch, that would be really cool. You should do that. You can find links in the description. If you like Speedroid, you should follow me. I play Speedroid. If you like this video, leave a comment and tell me that you want more. If you like me doing deck profiles, leave a comment and say you like that. Maybe I'll do another TCG deck profile at some point. I've got a dinosaur list that I think is pretty cool. If you want to see that, so let me know. Let me know in the comments. Let me know. I won't know you want it unless you tell me. Yeah, I think that's about everything. So, yeah, be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, and have a wonderful, wonderful rest of whatever time it is for you. Bye, everyone. Bye-bye.